What's up, YouTube? Here with an update for my light water deck that I profiled not too long ago. This one is LWN. I felt the deck needed to be faster. It worked great, but it was really weak versus a faster setup build. So I wanted to sort of help compensate for that by adding the nature lineup. This particular build does sit at 41 cards to accommodate the nature engine. Mana flow is 4.56. I believe that's a little less than the previous build, which is always a good thing. With the major plays the deck does being at the 9+ mana mark, being able to set it a mana flow of 4.56 is actually pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and profile the update. We've got triple Thunder Cruiser, double Keeper of Clouds, and triple Grand Gear as our defense. Again, I chose the 3-2-3 lineup because you want Thunder Cruiser as fast as possible, you want Grand Gear as much as possible. The Keeper of Clouds you really only care about on that turn like 4 or 5, or 3 if you have the acceleration. Anything past that you don't particularly care for it. So that's our defense. We play one Keeper of Dawn. It's just sort of the tech. It works to get back whatever spell you need if you need to. It might get mana zoned, oh well. And also at turn 9 there's a really awesome combo play with this card that can set you up for a next turn win that I'll get to in a moment. Onto our main attack force is our Skyforce champions. We have triple Starlight Strategist and double Ravu. I did cut the Earths from the build, both for room and for mana flow reasons. With the release of the next set, once we start getting Skyforce evolutions, this obviously will change and be updated again. Earth or 2 may make its way back into the deck depending on how the format looks with what all we get in the new set, especially if FN Armor Dragons is still going to be really big, especially with the rumored Tetsurion evolution as well. But for now, we're just sitting with the 5 Skyforce champions. Starlight Strategist is the double breaker, taps when he hits the field, and re-triggers every time a Skyforce champion hits the board. And Ravu being a blocker that untaps itself every turn as well as being double breaker is pretty awesome. And then our first win condition boss monster is triple Sasha. Of course, if you open with her, you mana zone her. You only need 1, and that's pretty much turn 9, or 10 if it has to be. That's pretty much your win. Whenever she hits the board, she bounces up to 2 tapped monsters back to the deck. So she's not as versatile as our next boss monster, but she is much more potent. For spells, we play 1 Rally the Reserves. If this doesn't get hit with our mana acceleration, and if it's in your hand, just don't put it in the mana zone. And then triple Stormspark Blast, because it's like the best card ever. If one gets mana zoned by mana excel, oh well. If you have to mana zone one, oh well. Just so long as there's one there that you can use. Onto the water lineup. Triple Aqua Seneschal for draw. Double Waterspout Gargoyle as the companion to Sasha. While he doesn't care if they're tapped, he puts them back in the hand rather than the deck. So he's more versatile but less potent. Continued draw power is triple Logo Scan. Search power is double Crystal Memory. 3's too much, 1's not enough. If it gets shield blasted, awesome, you get whatever you want for next turn. But I mentioned earlier that there was a combo with Keeper of Dawn. At that 9th mana, if you don't have Sasha, or maybe a Water Spout, or whatever you need to go for game, you play the Keeper of Dawn to get back a Crystal Memory, and then use that Crystal Memory to search out your win condition for next turn. So that's why I chose to play 2 copies instead of just the 1 in this particular build. And then double Veil Vortex for Universal Bounce to help accommodate that Sasha and Waterspout Gargoyle bouncing win condition. And then finally onto nature. Our mana accelerations, triple Razorhide and triple Sprout. And then my last sort of 2 techs are double Breach the Veil. I like it when it's shield blasted. It just sort of lets us get into a monster for next turn. These 2 cards could pretty much be anything nature. I just chose to Breach the Veils for now. Like I said, the deck is at 41 cards. It's a 21-12-8 lineup. I would kind of like the nature engine to be a little bigger, maybe with a Mana Storm or 2, but space is tight. But that's the build. I really like it. Like I said, mana flow for this build sits at 4.56, which is awesome for a deck that revolves around win conditions that are 8s and 9s. comboed. You know, you could have the 15 win condition with Stormspark Sasha. So having those massive mana win conditions, but having a number of 4.56 is really awesome. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.